Hi all, welcome back to the Pokemon Labs Premier Challenge. I got my water bottle after the intense match we had a minute ago. My voice was completely gone. It's back. Let's get started. This is the final Swiss round between Dina, Ibrahim, and Robert Matthews. Dina will be carrying Kartana, Kyogre, Tapu Koko, Weavile, Ho-Oh, and Ludicolo. We've seen a similar team to this take a Premier Challenge a while ago. But Robert's going to be going for the XY combo of Xerneas and Yveltal, in addition to Incineroar, Ludicolo, Stakataka, and Tapu Lele. So off the bat, both of them, comparing the two teams, you have Fake Out all over the place. Both of them carrying Ludicolo, possibly holding Fake Out, and Incineroar and Weavile as well, both Dark types with Fake Out. You have the UBs doing completely different roles in Kartana, with from Dina's side being able to be a fast physical attacker, while Stakataka is a slow, bulky Trick Room setter. In addition, we also see two legendary birds in Yveltal and Ho-Oh. They're very similar and different. Ho-Oh's more bulky than Yveltal most of the time. There's that chance Yveltal will be carrying something like the Assault Vest to try and help it out in special defense. But then you're losing that Tailwind. Yveltal's such a versatile Pokemon that there's so much that it can do. You can't predict it right away. You need to watch and see what your opponent's going to do before making your move with it. That's for Ho-Oh, same sort of thing. Though Brave Bird and Sacred Fire are the most common moves on it. You can go Tailwind, you can go Recover, and Whirlwind. Those are three, and Protect. Those four moves really are interchangeable. So you can pick, kind of see what your opponent's going to do, predict it right, and maybe you're able to counter that Ho-Oh. But it is a really good Pokemon to bring in. That is quite unexpected. Dina going to lead with Weavile Kartana, a rather fast lead in comparison to Robert's Ludicolo and Stakataka, relatively slow. So polar opposites here. Weavile will be fastest on the field, followed by Kartana, then Ludicolo and Stakataka. Stakataka in a pretty unfortunate position here. Couple things that Weavile can do. Weavile, if it's carrying Taunt, like we've seen in other tournaments with other Weaviles from Pokemon Labs, that Taunt is going to be able to stop Stakataka unless it is holding a Mental Herb from setting up Trick Room. Ludicolo was threatened by that Kartana and the Weavile as well. Both of them doing massive damage, even though they aren't super effective moves. They are decently strong. But now neither of those super effective moves are going to be good against this Incineroar, as not only is he getting the Intimidate, he resists the two moves, the two stab moves he would pick. Dark, or three actually. It's Dark, Ice, and Grass. We also see a Sacred Sword from Kartana onto Stakataka. Depends on how much attack and defense is invested in each one. Stakataka occasionally can survive a Sacred Sword in comparison to Kartana. Now at the -1, that looks like an impossibility. You see Kyogre switching from Dina's side as a precaution to prevent that Stakataka from or Incineroar to be able to knock out that Kartana. Wants to save it to knock out the Stakataka later. We see Incineroar go for the Fake Out onto the Weavile as the Trick Room now in play, with Robert having the slowest Pokemon on the field. Definitely a good position for Robert, but he is going to watch out for that Kyogre, because Kyogre has a super effective water attack in the rain on both of Robert's Pokemon. Origin Pulse or Scald or even Water Spout if Dina's confident in taking less damage than you can think. Or than she's thinking. But we're going to see that Rock Slide is going to remove the Weavile, gets that Kyogre down to just over half health, and raises Stakataka's defense. Incineroar going to knock off, showing us the item. If that's a Choice Scarf, which it is, that's actually going to help Kyogre, except if it gets flinched. It will not get to attack and possibly remove either one of Robert's Pokemon, plus the Choice Scarf is gone. That would have helped against Robert's last two Pokemon, but right now, against these two really slow mons, there's not much you can do with Kyogre here. Knowing that Choice Scarf also means it's not going to be able to carry Protect, and the only way to preserve it is by switching out. So we're going to see that Gyro Ball from Stakataka try and just get it out of the way now, and that's exactly what it does. Gets that Kyogre out. We're going to see another defense boost here from Stakataka, and knowing that Stakataka has a defense boost, not the attack boost, this Sacred Sword is going to do a massive amount of damage. In addition, Flare Blitz in the rain is enough to knock out Dina's Kartana, and Incineroar does drop down to around 75% of its health, but you still have to beat these two with Ho-Oh, and keep in mind, there's a Stakataka on the field. Rock Slide exists. Ho-Oh is 4 times weak to Rock Slide. At this point, the only thing Dina can do is stall out the Trick Room and hope to essentially burn Stack Attacka and just just hope that they don't have something that can take him out in the back. But this Rock Slide is not going to miss, meaning Dina's Ho-Oh meets a sad end for this match, as Robert Matthews is going to take Game 1, Round 1, or Round 4, excuse me. This is the last Swiss round as well, so the pressure is on for both of these players, because if you lose this, it will mean that it's the end of the day. You're going to go down. Both of them are 1-2, so whoever wins this has a shot, depending on their resistances, to get into the top 4, while the other one is going to be eliminated from this tournament. So the pressure is on, stakes are high, and anything can happen here, you know? Dina did learn that Stack Attacka had pretty much a strategy we're expecting. Rock Slide, Gyro Ball, Trick Room, and Protect. That is the standard Stack Attacka set. There's that possibility. Weavile's carrying Taunt. We didn't see it last time, but I'm wondering if we're going to see that Taunt on Stack Attack in an attempt to prevent Trick Room from coming out. In addition, we saw Robert go for Ludicolo right off the bat, meaning Dina needs to be careful with that Kyogre. Because if the Kyogre is in and the Trick Room is stopped, that Ludicolo is going to be able to dominate Dina's side of the field. Having really strong attacks in Hydro Pump and Grass Knot alone, being able to knock out Kyogre and Ho-Oh and do massive damage onto Tapu Koko and Weavile. Robert is ready. He knows what he's doing. He's got his strategy locked in. Dina taking a bit more time to think it through. Her team is relatively fast, while Robert has the possibility to both pot a Tailwind depending on his Yveltal set and Trick Room with Stack Attacka. Dina can only go for Tailwind and hope to stop Trick Room with a Taunt. That might be what we see on that Weavile. This team is very similar to another player from the region who used Whirlwind on Ho-Oh. That's something that she might have taken inspiration from. That's another way to remove Stack Attacka. And so that either way, Dina's gonna need to really stop the Stack Attacker from setting up, because her team is extremely fast. Let's get into Game 2, possibly the last one of the round. We're gonna lead with Tapu Lele and Yveltal on Robert's side, completely different from the Stack Attacker we saw earlier. Dina gonna stick with her fast combo here. We know that Kyogre is Choice Scarfed, and Weavile is the fastest Fake Out user on the field. In fact, it's the only Fake Out user on the field. We see that Psychic Seed from Yveltal come out. We also get the information Tapu Lele is Scarfed as well, thanks to that Psychic Terrain moving before Kyogre's Frizzle. And Weavile is going to come after Kyogre, which means, as we see the order of operations here, we have Tapu Lele first, then Kyogre, then Weavile, then Yveltal. So now, in this case, there's a couple options. Dina could stay in with this Kyogre and attempt to go for an Origin Pulse or Scald onto this Tapu Lele, taking the Psyshock here, and that's what she's going to do with that Kyogre. Goes for the Water Spout, can't quite predict that Scarf was incoming, but it still does a decent amount onto both Robert's Pokemon. In addition, an Icicle Crash coming out from Weavile. This can flinch and does a good amount of damage onto Yveltal, and Yveltal is actually going to be able to get that Tailwind up, putting Dina in a really bad position now. Not only is she the slowest one on the field, with her 2 extremely fast Pokemon, one of them being Scarfed, and one of them having over 100 base speed, everything else she has is just as slow. Really, the only thing she can do is reset that Tailwind, so she's going to need to bring back that Ho-Oh we saw from the last game, try and get a good Tailwind set, and Dina desperately trying, as we saw there, not to go for that Water Spout. She's just going to essentially sacrifice this Kyogre here as it goes down. Weavile will be able to get another hit off thanks to that Focus Sash, but it might not do enough damage here. This Oblivion Wing is going to do a lot of damage onto Weavile, over half, and Yveltal is going to be able to recover some of that, although that does put it into the Icicle Crash knockout range, so Yveltal will go down to this move. And Yveltal is gone, but you now have to deal with the Tapu Lele. Now, Tapu Lele is Scarfed onto Psyshock, meaning it cannot hit Weavile. This is a decent time to go into that Ho-Oh it will be forced into that Psyshock. And we also, for the first time, see Xerneas. And we are going to see Ludicolo from Dina's side. Now that we see the two leads, it's easier to assess the situation. Couple things that can happen, because at the +2, you really don't know. All we know is Lele will be going first and going for Psyshocks. Depending on Ludicolo's investments, that might do enough to knock out. Psyshock does a massive amount of Ludicolo, especially in the Psychic terrain, because Ludicolo is a specially defensive Pokemon. And then if Ludicolo is, and there's the Psyshock, but that's not it. It's gonna take it actually. It actually is going to take it with that 7 HP, but that victory won't last long because Weavile and Ludicolo both go down to that Dazzling Gleam from Xerneas, not quite setting up yet. Dina now down to her last Pokemon, and that last Pokemon is going to be Kartana. Did not show the Ho-Oh. Looks like she was expecting a Trick Room set, but Robert played it really well in the fact that he went the exact opposite of what Dina was expecting. And in this case, at a +2 with the Tapu Lele that's Scarfed and a Xerneas that's ready to set up, this Kartana can really do a decent amount of damage onto either one with Smart Strike, but the other one's going to either set it up or hit it hard. Tapu Lele switching out to Incineroar to just add that Intimidate onto Dina's Kartana. Does not want her to get a knockout on Xerneas. And we saw in the rain, this Kartana goes down to a Flare Blitz. Meaning at this point, the only thing Dina can do is... Really, she actually thinking about it, she's not quite out of the game yet. There is a very, very, very slim chance, and this is all theoretical, but if she goes for a Smart Strike right now, knocks out Xerneas because of a crit, and that's not going to happen. So in this case, she goes for a Smart Strike, targeting the old Tapu Lele slot. That was Incineroar. Tailwind is gone. Kartana's still out on the field, but Xerneas was able to set up, and at this point, Kartana, it does not take a Moonblast unless it is Focus Sash or Assault Vested. It is going to take that hit. Most likely Assault Vested because it took it with more than 1 HP. The Smart Strike intimidated coming out. It is able to get Xerneas down to half health, but the knockoff, and now we're going to see if this Kartana was Assault Vested. It's going to remove that Kartana anyway. And there you go, it was Assault Vested, so with that in mind, we close the tournament. Swiss rounds with Dina, Ibrahim taking a loss, unfortunately, but Robert Matthews is still in this game thanks to that win there. That was a really good example of playing with your opponent's head. Robert was easily able to switch up his leads, get into Dina's head thinking, okay, if she's thinking I'm going to go Trick Room, I do the exact opposite. And sometimes doing the exact opposite is what you need to do to win. Stick around because after this, we're going to go into our Final Four. See who wins the tournament after this.